Writing for middle school band is interesting because there are these levels. So that if somebody said to me, I want you to write a piece that's between level 2 and level 2.5, I would say, what are you talking about? But once you kind of get into the whole situation, you kind of start seeing where they come up with these level ideas. And you realize that it has to do with, I don't know how many 16th notes it has, what kind of range it has for each instrument. And you kind of see that it's common sense, basically. You're not going to be writing, double high C's for middle school trumpet players, and you're not going to be writing a lot of 30-second notes for middle school percussionists. But you kind of look at the level. But to me, the whole idea of that is very interesting. As I say, I find it very intuitive, but it's just reality is what it is, really. As a composer, you want to write music that's going to sound good, and when it's played, and you want to know who you're writing it for, and who you're writing it for is a band that you need to get to know. So you want to come in and listen to rehearsals, get an idea of what they do well, what they don't do well, and you also want to kind of see. I mean, I have to be honest. For me, a little bit of the process was seeing what I didn't want to do. Listening to the other music, listening to how overly complicated some of it is, listening to how it's over the heads of the kids in some ways. It's not the kind of music maybe some of them would listen to. Reacting to that is actually very important for me. I have to say also, I mean, I was a kid who went to a high school where the band director did not want to have anything to do with being a band director. All he wanted to do was conduct the orchestra and do, the fancier pieces. And so I was left with the marching band myself. And that was at age 15 or 16. So I had to learn that back then. So, I mean, I carry some of that with me. And, the interesting thing about the compositional choices that I made in writing the piece I wrote, I think the interesting thing is really that I think Frank Battisti, who had the idea, I think, of BandQuest contacting me for this, probably could already hear the piece in his head before I even wrote it, because he was familiar with what we call klezmer music, and this kind of music, which is really a Jewish ethnic party music tradition, really lends itself to pretty much any level of musician. You can have a high artistic level of klezmer for sure, and it could be the highest professional level. I mean, my professional gig right now is I'm music director for Itzhak Perlman. We do a lot of professional orchestra work, and I've been doing that since 1996. But so there, you could take it to an extreme virtuoso level. But when you're writing for middle school band, you're not going to be writing on that level. You're going to be really writing for musicians who will be playing dance music like most musicians in the community would play dance music. So the idea is really to take the style of music and adapt it in some way for middle school band. The truth is, in this style of music, you don't have to do much. The bass line I wrote for this piece is exactly the bass line I'd give a professional bass player. The melody line is exactly the melody line I'd give any professional klezmer band. So I didn't really have to do much. All I had to do was watch the level in terms of range for the instruments.